Check, 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 check. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Welcome back, everyone. So I know I've been probably oversaturating my channel a little bit the last few sessions with some Alan Wake, but I've just been getting into it. And if you were watching last night, then you know I completed Alan Wake, at least my first run, apparently. So I did a little bit of looking into it this morning, and it looks like the DLC I've been hearing about is actually the New Game Plus, which features kind of some new content and just other things going on with it. So yeah, I've decided, since it's already kind of fresh and I'm interested to see what's going on with this, I'm going to go ahead and do another quick run through the game. I'm going to try and keep it as brief as possible, since we've already done a full playthrough just now pretty well, and so I don't want to waste anyone's time. You know, I know it's a lot of Alan Wake 2 stuff, but yeah, I do plan on doing a quick playthrough on this on the new Nightmare difficulty, which I don't know how that's going to go, because holy shit, it was pretty hard on hard mode, and there's a few times there I didn't think I was gonna make it, because I just felt under. Well, I made it work, but you know, basically it just felt like I was kind of underpowered there a couple times, and just, man, these enemies in this game are bullet sponges. So what I might do, since I've already played through and I already kind of know at least, you know, basically what's going to happen, I think I'm just going to try and skip ahead, not fight any enemies I don't have to, try and save on resources. I think that's going to be my best bet. And since I kind of know how it's going to play out, at least I think I do, I don't know how many changes this is going to have in it. I definitely going to make a point to try and get all the documents and shit, anything new, because that's really going to be the big thing with this playthrough, is the extra stuff. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna quit talking and wasting more time. So yeah, let's get started. The final draft. So I did actually start like the first cutscene or whatever in this last night, but I'm gonna go ahead and start it from scratch. Yeah. So hopefully I can get through Nightmare mode, but we'll see here. Here we go, the final draft. Supposed to have an alternate ending as well, so I'm interested to see if it's better than the first one.
Back to the beginning, with the memory of the past loop already fading fast. But while it lingers, I know there's hope. We're not doomed to repeat our failures in an eternal loop. This is a spiral.
Well, now that you know that it's a spiral and not a loop necessarily. Kind of like maybe Groundhog's Day, where, okay, well, it's doomed to repeat, but I have a little bit more information now than I did the last time.
Once said, "Beyond the shadow you settle for, there is a miracle illuminated. I will not settle for a shadow. I'll find the miracle through the night." It's not just victims and monsters. I see now there are heroes as well. We can find our way through the darkness. We will break through the surface. We will emerge into the light.
Alright, well, this whole section is just something else. Naked Fat Man.
Already gone.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. We're here again. Beginning the loop from the beginning. Or on another part of the spiral, perhaps. I don't know. However you want to look at it. Alright, just kill me, get it over with. Grab the DLC. Wait. Right.
Where's the rest of the stuff? I need to finish this. What the fuck?
It's just crazy that the timing of the release of the DLC just pretty well happened to coincide with me finishing my first run of the game. And then I was like, wow, we're just gonna back to back do another playthrough. I mean, maybe a little excessive, but like I said, maybe there's gonna be enough differences to justify playing it through some more. And either way, I'm gonna try and run through it. So Probably won't take nearly as long, hopefully. Alan Wake. I probably could skip through these cutscenes, but
Hey, kiddo. How are you?
I'm good, Mom.
Kinda.
How are you?
curious
This
if
trip
anything's
might take
different.
a little longer than I thought. I'm sorry I've been gone so much lately, Logan.
Right.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your fault people get all murdery. What happened?
Just work stuff.
Right. Well, Dad and I are just watching the latest episode of Night Springs here. Mom, it's so good.
No spoilers. I'll let you get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch with me. I love you both.
This is what happens when you go on work trips, Mom. Love you too. And say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop brooding so much.
Logan?
Yeah, Casey. Stop brooding
Bye,
so
kiddo.
much.
Logan thinks you should try cheering up.
Snarky kid. Wonder where she gets that from.
It can't be a coincidence. that
Always
another
like how
body
they take
turns up just as we arrive in
Swigs
town.
of their coffee at the exact same
Feels
time.
like the killer's leaving us a message.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. You should take lead.
A deputy was supposed to be here
Alright.
to show us
I don't
to the
think there's
crime
anything
scene.
different there.
There's the car, so where's the deputy?
Eaten by a bear? I'll check out that map.
Okay. So we still got all our shit. Looks like at least our what we've uncovered here, so
You're the one who wanted to switch.
I think I hear someone.
I'm not walking all the way back.
Could be our deputy.
I can go take a look.
Quit your belly aching, Thornton. I'm up here now. That's just how the cookie crumbles. Hey, over here. Hey there. Agent Casey, right? Sheriff Breaker said
Yeah,
you were
and
coming
Anderson.
by to take over the case.
You're half right.
oh, so we're shit going on over the
Anderson.
branch.
Saga Anderson. I'll be leading this case. Seems you already know my partner, Alex Casey.
Yeah, all my gear should be in the shoebox still.
Sorry
The
about
last
that,
game.
ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan. I just figured that, that, Federal agents right here, Thornton.
Right now?
My partner, Thornton, down at the crime scene. He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the shed.
Right here? What do you mean? Are they with you? Oh, shit! They didn't hear me, did they?
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the crime scene?
Tell them about the heart.
I was getting to that, Thornton. Well, we reckon there are some organs that are currently outside the victim's person when they should be, well, inside.
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night.
Mention the city.
Excuse me.
Not that we have anything against city folk, right, Thornton? But don't worry. Sheriff Breaker took him back to town a while ago.
I want to see the body. How do we get there?
Oh, sure, that's real simple. Just through the hole in the fence, down the hill towards the lake, around the old convenience store. You can't miss it. Everything's been closed since the area was fenced off. The store, the campground, all of it.
Mulligan, tell them I'm here, waiting. I'll show them around.
They got it, Thornton.
Thornton. God. So stupid. Ugh.
Before we get to the crime scene, there's time to review the facts of the case so far. Make sure I'm seeing the clues clearly. The Mind Place. My version of the Mind Palace technique. To sift through clues and work the case. Building the Mind Place again for each case. Using each field office as a model in my head. The facts are on the board. Everything we know about the previous murders. Worth taking another look.
I see you're already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it?
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene.
Die.
What are you saying, Casey? I didn't hear you.
Hey, Casey. You putting me in charge. Why now?
Look, Anderson, you're a better detective than I am. You've cracked cases that had the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
You're funny, Anderson.
Yeah, you know, we've already read all the documents, you know. Well, I mean, there'll be new ones. I'll be looking for new ones, but if it's something I've already read in the first playthrough, I'm not going to sit there and reread it all out. That'll save a bunch of time. You know,
Stairs are out.
definitely going to try
You
and
okay to jump down?
I'm not that old.
get as many boxes and containers I can with supplies, because I'm probably going to need every single goddamn thing I can get my hands on to survive. I don't know. I'm going to try to avoid, yeah, we read that. Try to avoid combat as much as possible. There's enemies that can sneak around them. You know, that's kind of how we approach Resident Evil stuff on hard mode. You know, you're limited on resources, and you know, especially at the beginning, you just can't afford to fight every single enemy you come
Not
across.
a bad place to get murdered.
So if you can
Getting back to
get
nature
around
is
them,
your thing.
yeah, it's best to just avoid it, or at least
Damn.
for a while.
Should have brought an umbrella.
I like the rain. The only thing
I
around
like
here
the
that feels
rain.
like home.
You think the local law had the sense to put up a tarp?
If they did, next coffee's on me.
Hey!
Hang on, actually, just curious. Oh, I bet I can't get up there yet. I think that's what this is saying. I don't know. Could be wrong.
So, FBI, huh?
FBI! Huh? Yeah,
Shootouts
hang
with
on.
the mob?
I'm gonna find out.
You forgot the UFO cover-ups.
I want to see if I can get to my box over here, or if it's blocked off. It's not a save room yet. This has to change. That's right, we're still too early in the game. Alright, never mind. That's kind of what I thought, but, you know. Thought I'd check. Really wanted to get my shit as soon as possible. Alright. Alright. Are they still in the real world? Oh yeah, like, this is at Cauldron Lake or whatever, when they first show up. Yeah, anytime you're here and you see it here in the forest, it's all in the real world. It's only when you're in playing as Alan in the dark place that it's, you know, in the dark place or whatever. But except of course the end where Saga falls into the lake
This is the scene of the crime. We found
and
him on
she's
the
there.
table. And we didn't touch nothing, you know, procedures and
Hey, been a while
stuff.
since we last cut a stream.
Thanks, Deputy.
Hey, how's it going, Wildo J? Am I saying that? Say?
Okay.
No, Widow
Let's start
J.
by examining our guest of
2048.
honor.
Sorry about that.
Does this fit the
Doing
MO
pretty
of the
good. How are
previous
you?
murders?
I'm glad you were able to show up and watch the stream.
Step 1. Examine the corpse.
I don't recall your handle, but that's cool. How long has it been since you cut a stream?
Body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic. Another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Coincidence? The killer left the heart right next to the body.
It's a couple of weeks ago, I think. Oh, okay, cool.
Bruising
Right
on the
on.
wrist from the cargo straps holding him down. Incised stab wound. Chest cut open.
I'm glad you were
Heart
able to
removed.
sit in on this one.
Heart removed from chest. Strapped by the wrists. Definitely matches the previous murders. But this time the heart and the straps were left behind. More clues to work with. This makes 4 murders that we know about.
Been great. Second person to pronounce my tag properly. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I just kind of like looked at it and I was like, wait, no, I'm not saying that right. Ever played this game? Is it any good? Yes! I just finished playing this on hard mode and found out basically this morning that the DLC they had just released for this game a couple of days ago is the new Game Plus mode, which has like basically new stuff, kind of changes the story around. So I'm kind of playing through it real quickly just because I've already played through it and I'm trying to, you know, skip over stuff I've already done or just kind of get through it as quickly as possible. Yeah, it's a great game. I mean, for the most part, what we're seeing is pretty well exactly in the original run, but there should be some new stuff and an alternate ending here at the end. And I am playing this on the new Nightmare difficulty, so now hard was pretty hard. So we're gonna see how well I handle that. But yeah, I think because I
Who is
have
our
already
victim?
just played through it and it's kind of
Who
fresh in my
killed
head,
him?
maybe I can get through it okay. I
Need
just
to
kind of
find
have
more
to
clues.
pick my battles a little bit
Large
more.
amount of blood on the table. The victim died here.
We'll leave you guessing what is going on. Yeah, might expect it. Yeah, probably. Probably all of that. Yeah, it's definitely messes with your head.
Someone left in a hurry.
So right now
Knocked
we're
the
just
tripod over.
getting some
Was it for a
clues
camera?
here. See what's going on.
Someone was drinking beer. They spent time here. Waiting.
Okay.
Multiple people were here. Multiple killers?
I know what I want for Christmas. Nice. Yeah, I don't know if you played the first game or not, but that it. I don't want to say it's kind of hard to follow if you haven't played it, because it's kind of hard to follow if you have played it, but it at least gives you a lot more context as to what the hell's going on, and you know where we've already gone in the story and what it's built off of. But yeah, they've got Alan Wake Remastered, which is pretty good, and I highly recommend you play that first. But yeah.
Any idea who the victim is?
Oh, I sure do. His name is Nightingale.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
was
This is a
FBI.
very
He came to town about 13 years ago.
heavy
I haven't
narrative,
heard a word about him since.
story-driven kind of
Until
thing, and it's
Nightingale.
really builds on the first game, so
Yes.
you really want to
Brothers
play
and
that one
brothers.
first so that you kind of know who
and
everyone is and what's going on a little bit. It's not really one of those games you just kind of, where it doesn't tie in with the first one kind of thing. It definitely ties in with the first game. But yeah, Alan Wake Remastered or just the original, both good choices. But Alan Wake Remastered has just kind of got like a fresh coat of paint on it, some fixes and stuff like that, and just looks a little bit better. Now I know what I want. Nice. I hope if you do check it out that you like it. I'm sure you will.
So you knew our victim.
Well, I didn't recognize him in his current state. But yeah, I ran into him a few times at Quantico. Never worked any cases together. After his partner got killed in the field, he went off the deep end. Got the boot pretty quick after that.
Robert Nightingale, ex-FBI, came to Bright Falls 13 years ago.
Yeah, so in Remedy games, typically
Boot prints indicating
The-
multiple killers.
they kind of have this
Quite the
rule
party.
that they never like come out and say it, but you kind of figure out after you play several of their games. But basically, the year that the game releases and you're playing it, right? That's typically when the events of the story are happening. So it follows that. So the first game came out in 2010, so all the events that happened in that game happen in game, in universe in 2010. This game, the sequel, has come out 13 years later since the first one, and so all the events in this game are happening 13 years after the first game. So it's been a long time, and it all plays into the story as well.
They planned for the murder to happen here, passing the time with equipment ready. They were waiting for him. But why Nightingale? He's been missing for 13 years. Why here? Why now? Profiling. Get into the subject's head.
Yeah, that's
See
true.
what they saw. Feel what they felt. Use whatever I know about them to guide my intuition to a revelation. Piece it together. Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years. How did he end up here?
Up from the lake that's not a lake.
Well, I
Dark.
definitely made sure to go back and play the remastered back in September before this game came out. And
Says otherwise.
also played the 1.5
Robert
game
Nightingale
that they
came from the
made.
lake before
So
his murder.
you'd have the full. If you did go back and watch it, it's on my. If you go to my playlist on my channel, it's all categorized by playthrough. You can pull up Alan Wake Remastered, watch through it, see what you think, see if it's your thing, and if feel like you gotta play it. You know, again, I feel like you would probably enjoy it. This is definitely a different feel from the first game. The first game is like a action action thriller slash horror game, but it focuses more on kind of the just mysterious, like, you know, it's kind of like a Twilight Zone, with horror elements, but kind of an action game. This is just straight up horror game with psychological stuff, so it feels a lot different than the first game. But I mean, the story is still there. It's great.
Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Like the switch, it goes click.
Yeah.
Lights are off.
You don't necessarily have to play the first game to play this one, but
Somebody's home.
This wasn't some
it'll be a
random act of
much,
violence.
much richer
This was
experience
original.
if you do,
A
because you'll see
Nightingale
all the
component.
eye
They
winks
didn't
and
see
the,
him as a person.
you know,
More like a
the
container
references
for
to the
something.
first events. That it just makes a little bit more sense, and you can kind of appreciate it more, knowing where everyone's come from and, you know, what the hell's actually going on.
Nightingale went missing 13 years ago, 2010.
The same as all the other victims.
Certainly fits the pattern. Makes me wonder what was going on that year.
Probably something this town wants to forget.
So what happened to Nightingale after the Bureau let him go?
I only know the rumors. Depression led to booze, booze led to paranoia. He got some wild ideas in his head, chased ghosts until he fell off the map. Guess he ended up here,
I bet there's more to that story.
but no happy ending.
Okay, so, oh, profile. Okay.
The lake is connected to Nightingale somehow. Casey, let's take a look down by the lake. Lead the way.
Sounds good. This way, right?
Right.
Well, okay. Well, I'll just wait here.
Okay, you do that. I have to
This
play
one of
the-
your hunches, Anderson? Did something happen at the lake?
I think Nightingale came up from that direction. From the lake. Probably looking for shelter. Safety.
Oh, please.
They were waiting for
Oh,
him.
When you're
she's-
ready, I'd love to hear what you put together so far.
so this guy
Sure.
here,
It's not that complicated.
I'm gonna give you a little
Nightingale was out in
Remedy
the woods alone at night. Possibly
history
nude.
here,
The
a
killers
little bit
knew
of
he
lore.
was here. Ambushed him.
So Remedy being the developer of these games, right? So back in the day, 20 some years ago, Remedy released two games called Max Payne and Max Payne 2: The Fall of Max Payne. So Sam Lake is his full name, is the writer at Remedy, and he's pretty well known for being the face of Max Payne in the first game, and because you know they were kind of a low budget developer back then, right? Just kind of a garage band group. And anyway, so he was the face of Max Payne, and they used James McCaffrey as the voice, and Sam Lake, and then someone else played as Max Payne in the second game. But anyway, so he's pretty well known. You'll see his face and stuff come back in little eye winks and stuff. So they don't own the rights to Max Payne anymore, but they've basically, in this universe or this version of reality here in Alan Wake, Alan wrote a character called Alex Casey, which is basically kind of a recreation of Max Payne in a lot of ways. And so they've taken this game and used Sam Lake's face again,
Dragged him to
and
the campgrounds. Strapped him to the table. Cut his
James
heart out.
McCaffrey's voice.
But
So
then they were interrupted
this
by
is
those witnesses.
what Max Payne looks like
The job is
in front of
unfinished.
us, but this is Alex Casey, kind of a different version of the same character.
Haven't
And
figured that
you'll
part
see
out
him.
yet.
We'll see him more later in the game.
Lots of questions.
He
Lots
plays.
of answers for us to find.
I didn't know trees got that big.
Yeah, he's pretty heavily featured in this game, like
You
more
need
than
to
he
get
has
out
in a
more.
long time, and it's pretty
It is kinda
interesting.
creepy, though.
It's yeah, lots of little love notes to old games they've done before.
There's a piece of paper on the ground. Tracks. Barefoot. Nightingales? They come out from under the boulder.
Makes no sense.
Excuse me.
A page full of text on one side. Not a printout. Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
Like a manuscript. Page of a story. Killer left a message.
It's for us. The text is about us. The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale. And then there was the page they found. The first step down into terrifying depths.
Reading
Reading
the words. These words felt like a message.
Felt like a message.
Someone knew
Oh
they
yeah,
were
no
here.
problem.
Someone
Even
playing
if you
a
didn't
game
live
with
under a rock, you kind of have
an
to know
invitation.
a lot of the history
How
of
could they
Remedy
not
to
accept?
get a lot of this.
Even if they knew it would end
So I'm
up
happy
hurting
to help fill you in, or anybody for that matter. I fucking love this shit, so I'm happy to,
Someone's been watching us.
you know, let people
Playing
know.
a sick game with us.
You were right. This is right up my alley. Nightingale came this way. Either he dropped this page, or the killers left it for us. I should profile Nightingale about this page.
Now we can actually
The
look at
victim
the
was
full
one of their own.
manuscript page.
FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale, gone missing here 13 years ago. Now he had suddenly turned up, only to be murdered in a brutal ritual on the very day of their arrival. And then there was the page. This page, the first page that they had found, not the last. The first step down into terrifying depths. Secret truths trembling beyond the threshold. Reading the words, these words, felt like a message. Was a message. Someone knew they were here. What they were doing. Someone playing a game with them. Leading them on. An invitation. How could they not accept? The sheer audacity of this impossible mystery presented to them. Even if they knew it would end up hurting them.
We found a page in the woods. A story about these events. What is Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his words close to my chest now. Inside, the awful truth. You must dig it out.
Something was put inside him. In his chest. I must find out what.
Oh yeah, once we start really getting into this game, you'll start really seeing how they're trying to mess with your mind, and yeah, it's pretty good.
This mug always cheers me up.
Not the worst mom.
I think he came from the lake. But his tracks make no sense. Found all I can here. Time to properly examine the body. See what I can find inside. Casey, I think something's been put inside Nightingale's body. Let's tell the deputies to get the body to the town morgue.
Okay.
Whoever wrote that page made sure it read like a story. Like a scene from a thriller.
I hate all of it. The text said we'd find more. I believe it.
But what's the purpose? They're twisting events to create their
I
own
don't
narrative.
think
to do
this was here before.
what?
This is different, maybe.
Entertain some fantasy? Projecting their desires? Are we characters or the audience? Witnesses to their design? All the above?
It's all about control. Deciding what happens to who. Don't let it drag you in.
Too late. I'm already hooked. I need the next chapter.
I don't remember picking this up. But apparently I have.
Saga bent down to inspect the body on the table. Somehow it felt familiar. The
This is new.
straps, the heart, the mutilated corpse laying on the rain-soaked wood. Like deja vu. She chased the source of the feeling. Found nothing. None of the victims from her past cases resembled this one. It didn't feel like anything from her past. More like something from a dream. From a life she could barely remember.
There's definitely
Maybe
spooky
one that
stuff.
wasn't even hers.
Hang on.
Then the feeling passed. Like a shadow in the trees shifting with the wind. Saga blinked, shook the feeling from her head. She turned her focus back on the work. There was a lot to do. Casey and the deputy were watching her. She had a feeling this would be an exciting case.
Yeah, so what I will say is, you know, I'm not sure if you're familiar with any of the Resident Evil games, but it plays and looks and feels a lot like Resident Evil this time around. But, and then so it's got a lot of those same kind of horror elements in it. What I will say is about Remedy games, and this one too, is more than just the creepy aspect. Like, there, you will get creeped out for sure, and you know, there's a lot of creepy enemies and just shit going on. A lot of horror stuff, but a lot of it is just the story part of trying to figure out what's going on and what's real and what isn't, and you know, a lot of that is a big part of it. It messes with your head. It's kind of a deeper thing than just horror. It's like psychological horror. So yeah, then maybe it'll be your thing. I hope so. I hope you enjoy it.
A caldera. This whole mountain used to be an active volcano.
Play the Force game, that one
Imagine
definitely
the
didn't.
force it
No.
took to carve this crater out of the earth.
The first, what you,
Caldera's are pretty rare, so be sure to take it in.
So, essentially, we're standing in the gaping maw of hell.
You got it.
the
Just a loved.
the fourth game is more of an action adventure game than the other ones. It kind of steps away from the horror aspect. 2 is probably a lot more creepier, but if you really want to play Resident Evil for the horror aspect, I still recommend that everyone play the original Resident Evil remastered. Now, the only thing about that is you will be playing with fixed camera angles and tank controls. So, unless you've played something like that before, you've come from that era, I know it's kind of a hard sell for, people that have gotten into gaming within more like the last, 5 to 10 years or whatever. So, but if you can get past that, and I promise you it's not that bad, but yeah, if you can get past the fact that you're playing with kind of awkward controls, like the horror aspect and all that will more than, it's the best that I can offer as far as horror. I'm sure there's some other good ones out there, but that's just my personal recommendation. But yeah, Resident Evil Remake, yeah, check that out. You'd probably get that. You probably find that on I don't know if you have a console or what your gaming platform is, but You could probably find it pretty easy. Resident Evil Remastered HD or whatever. It's the remake remastered or something like that, because they have a remake that came out like 20 some years ago, and then they've remastered the remake, and that's like the best version you can get, because it's the remake, but then they like cleaned it up and added, widescreen support, and just kind of some different stuff that kind of improves the quality of the game. But yeah.
Geology when I was in school. I helped Logan build a great baking soda volcano for her science fair.
Cheating on a science fair? That's almost a crime, Anderson.
You can
I'm
play
not
it.
gonna say no to quality time
Hey,
with a
what's up,
volcano.
Betsy? Yeah.
My daughter.
Starting early. I'm off today, so I was like, screw it. Let's get going on this
Hey,
final draft.
you made it back. Good. I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like I said.
The remake, you probably get it on, like, if you have like PlayStation, you probably get it on the PlayStation Store or Xbox. If you're wanting to play it on the PC, you probably find it on Steam for super cheap. I don't know. It just depends on what your platform is, but I'm pretty sure it's a digital copy for that. So just whatever you're playing on, go to your store, or whatever, PC is pretty easy to find. Glad you're starting early. It's 10:30 here. Oh, really? Nice. What area do you live in there, Widow? I think you must. If it's 10:30, that must mean you're probably across the ocean then. Awesome. Yeah. Well, let me know what you think if you do end up checking them out. Hopefully you can sit in on the next one and let me know how all that's going if you do end up, giving them a shot. Ah, Norway. Okay, I was gonna say, yeah. If it's Fest and like you're a little ways away, I'll watch as I head to my lunch break. Ah, cool.
Deputy, I want the body taken back to town for a proper examination ASAP.
Well, sure. But the coroner won't be back in town for another week after Deerfest.
Not a problem. I'll do it myself.
Oh, and Sheriff Breaker called to say he's got the Bookers at the Oh Dear Diner in town. Oh, and I've got a key to the gate. It's a shortcut back to the parking lot just up the hill.
Thanks. Let's get the car, drive to Bright Falls, and talk to these witnesses, the Bookers.
At the diner, right? I could use a cup of coffee.
Let's try that shortcut the deputy mentioned.
Sounds good.
Yeah, this is kind of more of a tutorial, introductory area of the game.
Seems like a nice town so far.
Learn the mechanics before
Murders
they
aside.
start throwing you out into the
Cute lodge
air
we
quote
got set
woods.
up in. We should go for a hike if we get a chance.
Now you're just being mean, Anderson.
Deputies aren't exactly up to the task, but hopefully the sheriff will be more helpful.
Not a surprise about the deputies. Doubt they see much stuff this gruesome.
Yeah, they don't seem like. But you'd think in this area they would, because of all the crap that goes on here. Hang on, is this already open? I'm just curious.
Is that a kid's
No.
lunchbox? An Alex Casey movie lunchbox?
So I need to read.
Casey hates the endless jokes about.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how much of this is already done and what I have to redo, since this is New Game Plus. So I will have to recollect these manuscript
He hates
pieces.
those cheesy crime books.
But the ones I've already
he
bought
really hates
are
the movies.
still bought. Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, cool. So I'll be on the lookout for those. We'll be back here, so I'm not going to worry about it now. So what kind of spooky goblins run around this forest and try to scare you? You'll find out here.
Can't fit the clues altogether yet.
Yeah,
Heart removed, tripod.
darkness takes over
Tracks
people,
leading
and
to a
they're
dead
called
end.
the Taken, and so
Tripod.
it's kind of
For a
these dark.
camera? To record a
Um,
snuff film?
Maybe. And why take out his heart just to throw it away?
To stuff in something for us to find.
Yeah, so there's enemies called the Taken. They're filled with darkness, and they move around, and yeah, it's best just to let you see it firsthand, really. But yeah, kind of, some of them are quick, throw melee weapons and shit like that. You have to dodge, and
I'll be back in a second.
Roger.
I think I read that already. I'm not gonna reread it.
Here we are. Let's drive back to town and meet the sheriff at the diner. I can't get that manuscript page out of my head. I've never seen killers reach out so directly before.
Damn impressive work so far. With your technique, these hunches were moving fast.
I wasn't sure about taking a case so far from home, but I'm thrilled to be here for this mystery. Need to swing by the lodge to get anything from the field office?
No, I'm all set.
I'll park there anyway. I want to walk to the diner, get a feel for the town. The diner's just up the waterfront. Shouldn't keep the sheriff and our witnesses waiting.
I smell coffee.
I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Got it.
Just tuning in, you're listening to the Pat May Radio Hour, brought to you by Davis Family Roast Turkey. And boy, what an eventful day here in Playboy.
Can I get in there? Ooh, I can.
So sleepy. Just a few more days.
Good afternoon.
Hello, sir. By the way, I just checked Steam and it wasn't there. Is this game some kind of exclusive? No, it should be on the I'm trying to think of where you would be able to get it from. I'll have to
I
take a
can't
look.
force it open.
Let's see. Actually, let me do a little search. I'm seeing it on Steam. That's... Wait, hang on, let me look. Yeah, buy Resident Evil Biohazard HD Remaster on Steam. And as a matter of fact, I'm seeing there's a 70% discount on it right now. So you could buy it for $5. That's what I'm seeing. Special promotion offer ends December 21st. It looks like they've got kind of a deluxe Origins bundle too, if you wanted to do that. But I mean, honestly, yeah, if you're just interested in looking to play the original Resident Evil, yeah, it's on Steam. And just type in Resident Evil, and it should be, yeah, it should be like $5. Well, I mean, it might be different from where you're at, because that's, you know, American dollars, but I mean, I would think the discount would apply still in your area. Oh, Alan. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, Alan Wake 2 is, yeah, Epic's game. Well, the HD remaster and Alan Wake 2 are both on Epic Games. If you want to just play the original without it being remastered, you can get that on Steam. But yeah, everything else is on Epic Games. My bad. Sorry. What's the dark place? Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. Basically, it's a place underneath Cauldron Lake, and again, you kind of have to play the first game to really understand what's going on with that, and why things are happening the way that they are here. They're kind of just assuming you've played the first game, so they don't like go deep into it or anything. And not that they really go deep into it in the first one, but it makes a little bit more sense if you've played the first one. Basically, it's a place underneath the lake. It's a dark, shadowy place, kind of not unlike hell, I guess.
I'll be back in a second.
It's kind of almost like
Mr. Deer.
a dream.
You remind me of a dream
version of reality. Like it basically uses your insecurities and fears against you to try to, you know, basically drive you insane, and it's very difficult to get out. But there's like also kind of a power there. That's kind of the whole premise of the game is, you know, if you're an artist, you can
It's not opening.
yeah, I'm just looking around. Anyway, if you're an artist, you can make things real that are fiction. So that's kind of the basic premise of this. Is, you know, Alan Wake is a writer, and you know, he gets sucked into this story. He writes these stories and they come true, and that's what's going on with the manuscript pages. Right now he's trapped in the dark place, but everything that's going on is something that he has designed as part of this horror story to try to get himself out. And yeah, we're all kind of characters in this story. It's like, what's real and what's not? Well, that is the question.
I need something to cut this.
And not only what's real and what's not, but it's like what was, you know, fabricated by his version of reality. I don't know.
Let me guess. The FBI. Welcome to Bright Falls. It's nice to have you here. I got you both some coffee. Oh, it's Washington's finest.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff. I'm set for coffee.
You know, I wouldn't say no to another.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. This is Agent Alex Casey.
Tim Breaker. And let me just say, I'm happy you two are here. Frankly, we could use the help.
Your deputies said you had a couple of witnesses here.
They made them sound like suspects.
Mulligan and Thornton are still on about that? No, the Bookers don't strike me as the murdering type, but you can decide for yourselves. They're just inside having coffee and pie to calm their nerves.
I'll see what they have to say.
I want some
Casey,
coffee
you
and
can
pie
put
to
notes
calm
with the
my
sheriff.
nerves.
Take your time.
Let me get a slice of that pie.
Looked through the case files you sent over, Sheriff. Have you had many people besides the known victims go missing?
Sure. but it's slowed down ever since Cauldron Lake was fenced off.
Let me guess. Missing person cases spiked around 2010. The fence was built just after.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I can't believe that happened. I still feel like I'm gonna be sick.
Come on, Ed. Have some pie. It'll take your mind off things.
Excuse me. I'm Agent Saga Anderson. Are you the Bookers?
That's us. I'm Tammy, and he's Ed.
Hello, officer.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So, are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel and decompress after what we saw. Take a bath, scream into pillows,
There's
that
some
kind of
coffee
thing.
to power
We're
through
not
this
charging
stream.
you. I just have a few questions. Nothing to stress about, okay?
Oh, I hope it's not boring you too much. It'll get exciting later for sure.
What were you doing at Cauldron Lake last night?
I'm a writer. True crime. We're here from New York, doing some research on a famous novelist, Alan Wake, who went missing here. I was down at the lake, getting some details. Perfectly legal.
So what did you see in the woods?
This naked dude came out of the lake, and he was acting crazy, shouting weird shit at us. He must have been on something.
Unless skinny dipping at dawn is a thing around here.
Then we heard shooting. We ran into these psychos in deer masks. They were tearing into the naked guy with knives, like some kind of satanic cult. And then we bolted and called the cops.
What makes you say it was a cult?
The masks and knives aren't enough.
They were shouting, "Cult of the tree, the cult of the tree, cult of the tree." Oh, and then we found out. The whole thing was terrifying. That's all.
Finding a Casey movie lunchbox out here can't be a coincidence. Another message?
Nope.
We're dealing with an organized group of killers, not a lone serial killer. The cult of the tree is behind these murders. This case just became much more complicated. I'll need to start a new file. But it's my first cult case. Exciting.
Exciting. Cecilia. Okay, cases accumulated clues about broader ongoing topics. Okay.
I need to know more about the cult of the tree if I'm going to shut them down.
It's around minus 10 degrees Celsius this morning, and that's pretty average for this time of year. But I live in the south, so it's way warmer up here than somewhere like Svalbard. Yeah. No, that was perfect. Yeah, it's not too bad here.
The cult of the tree. What aren't the Bookers telling me?
I found their necklace. The symbol is 2 triangles.
The cult wants their spruce tree back, Tammy.
Finders Keepers Ed. My publisher will want this on the cover.
Tammy found something. A necklace belonging to one of the cultists. The Bookers were at Cauldron Lake. Why?
The fence was built to hide what's there. They say the rider fell in the lake.
Private party. No trespassing.
My book has questions. Past the bolt cutters.
They broke in for the sake of Tammy's book. Nothing to do with a murder. They were telling the truth. So you found something there, right? A necklace these cultists may have dropped.
Okay. Wow. How did you put that together?
It's evidence.
It's evidence.
Hand it over.
Told you not to keep that thing, Jamie.
Thanks. This could prove to be helpful. Do me a favor. Stick around town for now in case we have any more questions.
Like we'd even dream of missing Deerfest.
Oh, God. Saga! Saga Anderson. As I live and breathe. I thought we'd never see you back here after that awful, awful thing happened to your baby girl. How are you? I'm sorry. Who are you? I don't know what you're talking about. It's me, silly. Rose. You know me.
I don't think I do. And what horrible thing happened to my baby girl?
She drowned. Your daughter. That's so weird you don't remember.
How do you know I have a daughter?
Oh, I know what this is. You're blocking out your traumatic memories. Happens on TV all the time.
No. You're mistaking me for someone else.
If you say so.
Hi.
So, Rose, help me out. How do you think we know each other?
We all know each other around here. It's been a while, but I never forget a face. Or a coffee order.
Guess I just have one of those faces. Seen anything out of the ordinary in town lately? Suspicious people in deer masks?
No one's suspicious. But soon enough, there'll be lots of happy people
Something weird
wearing
with the
deer
light
masks for Deerfest.
going on in here.
Practically everyone will be wearing one.
Good to know.
That it?
Good to see you.
A cult murdering a man is pretty extreme. Why didn't you tell the police what you saw?
We did. We
I
told
think
those
this
two
is Tammy.
idiot deputies. They didn't listen. And they wanted to throw Ed and I in jail for that.
They were at this murder
But Bright
scene
Falls
at the
is
beginning
just
of the game.
Alabama with bigger trees.
This is my case now, and no one is throwing you in jail. If you need anything else, just come to me.
Got it. Thank you, Saga.
There you go. So we're just trying to collect information about what the fuck happened, and then you know, try to figure out what's going on.
Rest easy, buddy.
I don't know if I missed any of these in the first playthrough. I feel like I should have gotten an achievement for, you know, hitting all them.
Can't open this with my bare hands.
All set? My guys have Nightingale at the morgue if you're ready to go take a look.
Let's go. Well, Casey, I got a lead. Looks like we're dealing with a cult. The cult of the tree.
A murder cult. Fuck.
Have you heard of this cult of the tree, Sheriff?
Only the urban legend. If you're in the woods at night, the cult will get you. That sort of thing.
We're not gonna find out you're the Grand Wizard or something, are we?
I played some D&D back in the day. Wizard was always my favorite class.
Morning, Sheriff. Looks like you have some guests.
Ah, morning, Ted. Yeah, real important guests. Deerfest. Always draws a crowd, right?
Too true. More the merrier. Have a good one, Sheriff.
Hey, what do you know about that waitress from the diner?
Rose? Yeah, she's a bit of a space case. Always has been. Why? What'd she do now?
She kept saying that my daughter drowned. She even knew my name. It was all very weird.
Rose has a talent for saying the weirdest thing possible. But it's best not to take it personally.
Hey, boss. Corpse is downstairs ready to go.
No, I don't think they're in the dark place.
I'd like to take a closer look as soon as possible. Lead the way, Sheriff.
Oh, this is the Bright Falls Sheriff Station. Anything you need, just let us know.
We appreciate the support, Sheriff.
I know, this is all happening in reality.
Yep. Just here to pay my ticket.
How are you?
Whenever you're ready to take my money.
Nope, it's all reality. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll try not to spoil it for you, but you know. Like I said, everything that happens in this game is kind of assuming that you've played the first one, so it's kind of hard not to talk about it very much without spoiling something for you.
Oh dear, I am a tourist, and it appears that I'm lost in the woods. You only had a tour guide also. It's bear season. Oh no, a bear. Help. Did somebody call for a tour guide? Oh wow, Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours. Unforgettable tour experiences at affordable prices. That's right, I'm Ilmo Koskela, voted best coffee roaster / tour guide by Coffee World magazine. And I'm here to give you the tour of a lifetime. But Ilmo, I've heard the government has seized and restricted access to many local nature attractions. That is true, Janko. Many local attractions have recently become fenced off by the government. And that's why, at Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours, we say, fuck the government. We have bolt cutters. Oh wow, you think of everything. And we'll take you anywhere. Hiking through the scenic Elderwood National Park. Fishing in the crystal clear waters of Bright Falls Dam. Bird watching at majestic Mirror Peak. The tour of a lifetime is just one phone call away. Book now to get a 9% discount on this limited edition Oh Dear Diner coffee thermos.
Okay, sorry, I took that opportunity to go head to head real quick. Okay. No bear. Yeah. Oh no, a bear. Yeah. It's pretty good.
So we share a morgue with the funeral home next door. It's a shoestring budget. I guess you guys don't have that problem, though. Our only coroner rotates between a few other towns, and he's away this week, but you can handle this, right?
I'm qualified to perform examinations. Yes.
Something about morgues. They always cheer me up.
I can't say I feel the same.
He's joking.
We hope. We hope he's joking. You guys not turn the lights on down here? Jesus Christ.
Okay. Let's take a look at our patient. I'll start with the external inspection, before performing the internal examination. What was the cause of death? What other clues can the body give me? Aha. They did leave something inside his chest. The body shows signs of being submerged in water, post-mortem. It doesn't add up. There's writing on here. Can't make it out.
Writing? How'd they manage that?
This looks like text. A tattoo?
Nightingale didn't strike me as a tattoo guy. Defensive wounds. He put up a fight.
Time to see what Nightingale's body can tell us. Text is smudged. Looks inverted. Heart can't have been marked before removal. There's definitely something in his chest. Did the killers leave it there?
Ah, Jesus.
It's the same type of page we found at Cauldron Lake.
Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her. The Taken could not see into bright light. Light hurt them, made them vulnerable. Nightingale had no heart, but here he was, killing.
Someone's created a fucked up fantasy about us.
Hey, hold on. We found these kinds of pages. I didn't think they were relevant to this case. I have them right here. No, wait.
Sheriff?
Oh, hello.
Didn't see her. Could not see into bright light.
I'll make you pay.
He's coming. No weapon. The page said to get into the light. He's coming. Need to be in the light. He can't see me in the light. My gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back. Go! Vanished.
No, he's possessed by the Dark Presence. Dark Presence is... So... The Dark Presence is kind of like the, this vast, we'll say kind of a... I want to say hive mind kind of thing, but it's all controlled by the Dark Place, right? It's kind of the same thing. Like, the Dark Place is an actual place, but it's got kind of a sentient presence to it, and it escapes from the lake and takes over people, possesses them and shit. Yeah. So you'll see a lot of the combat is, you know, you have to shine a light on them because they're weak to the light, and they have like a dark shield around them so they don't take damage when you shoot them. This particular case, he didn't have any, so I was just able to shoot him, but mostly you have to use the light to basically burn away their shield, and then they're vulnerable to, you know, regular weaponry and stuff. So is that the naked dude from last night? Yes.
He didn't have a heart, but he still got up. The page predicted all of it. It helped me fight him.
He just disappeared? What the hell is going on here?
We need to figure that out if we're gonna do anything about it. Somehow we need to make sense of this. Right before things got crazy, Sheriff Breaker just vanished.
Maybe the sheriff knew more than he was letting on.
He seemed anxious, like he dreaded what was coming. One more mystery. There's no rational explanation to what we just saw.
I'd love to blame this on mass hallucination caused by inhaling volcanic gas, but we both know that's bullshit. This was supernatural.
Well, I'm glad you were the one to say it. Now we can figure out a way forward. The victim of a ritualistic murder turns into a monster. Is there a connection?
Looks to me like the cult of the tree is performing rituals to create monsters.
Maybe. We need to start with learning this cult's goal, their purpose.
There's one of the big...
Saga was back at Cauldron Lake. Saga had to pursue Nightingale into the overlap. Finding a way in would be difficult. A ritual. Saga would learn how. Stop the monster. The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale, gone missing here 13 years ago. Now it's... Saga was back at Cauldron Lake. He was there too. Nightingale was, but wasn't a creature of darkness. He was beyond her reach.
Yeah, you'll definitely
where
see a lot
some
more
other
of him.
strange reality, the Dark Place, merged with ours. This place and the Dark Place, a tarp thrown over top, drowning everything beneath it, a flood of darkness, soaking into everything, spoiling it, rotting it. The page called this area an overlap. Saga had to pursue Nightingale into the overlap. Finding a way in would be difficult, required precise steps, a ritual. Saga would learn how. Stop the monster before he killed again. Her job, he'd be inside, waiting for her.
Can't be opened on this side. A dead man turned into a monster. Light as a way to fight him. Pages predicting the future. There's no rational explanation. This is the case we must solve. No.
Okay.
The page places Nightingale back at Cauldron Lake. Calls him a Taken. We need to head over there, stop him, before anyone else gets hurt.
Okay.
We heard gunshots. Y'all okay?
Did you get spooked by the bodies?
Sheriff Breaker disappeared. Nightingale turned into some sort of a monster, and there are offices down.
Just
You
gonna
two
ignore
handle
this
things
dead
here. We
lady
need
here.
to get back to Cauldron Lake immediately.
Fuck me. That's terrible. We'll do what we can, man.
No questions as to how this lady died, huh?
That's crazy, right, Thornton? Nightingale's heart was missing. How could he do anything? He's dead.
Gimme.
Yeah, right. Well, that's all crazy talk. Monsters aren't real, and what do you mean the sheriff disappeared? Oh, like magic? Magic's not real.
Magic's not real.
No, Thornton. Monsters aren't real, and magic's definitely not real.
That's what they think. Bolt cutters needed. Damn it. Still don't have those. I need a shoebox. A shoebox.
They're a fine pair.
Uh-huh. No place to save. Not come across a save spot yet.
My client has been held here long enough. Are you gonna let me speak to them or not?
Just a moment, ma'am. Someone will be right with you.
How many times do we have to do this, Walter? Huh? I'm at my wit's end with you.
I want out! Something bad's going down. I can feel it. Let me out!
Well,
Do you think I like throwing you in jail every other day? No, I don't. Do you have any idea how much paperwork you're causing me? What's a lot?
It's not opening.
Alright, let's get the F out of here.
Nightingale and his cult are dangerous. We need to be prepared in case things escalate more than they already have. Can you call it in, Casey?
A smart choice, Anderson.
Hmm.
Yeah, Agent Casey here. Yeah. Back up. The Bright Falls case? Whoever you can spare. ASAP.
This is the same symbol as that cult necklace.
Not exactly hiding in the shadows, are they?
Mm-mm.
Think we'll actually find Nightingale at the lake?
The pages haven't been wrong yet.
We can't assume the person writing these pages isn't playing us.
I agree. But it's our best lead.
Rinse and repeat. Clock out, get a beer.
Clock out, get a beer, right?
I need to come clean, Anderson. I know why Nightingale was here 13 years ago. He was chasing a writer, Alan Wake.
Tammy mentioned him.
Mr. Under
She's
a Rock
writing a
has
book
a
on his
question. Go for it.
You know the detective character from his books, Alex Casey.
Yeah, I've heard the jokes at the office. Cold case Casey. Murder case
It's in the
Casey.
shoebox.
Sorry.
Basically all my items from the first playthrough of this
Same
game.
name, similar job.
It
It's the first thing anyone
serves
thinks
as a
It annoyed me, but that was it.
kind of a
Then, 10
items
years ago, I started
storage
getting
box
strange letters in the mail.
in the game. So
Fragments of prose describing murders. You've heard the stories about what happened in New York. Some of it, at least. Bodies started to pile up. It was a murder cult. Turns out the fragments sent to me were from the crime books of Alan Wake. The cult was copycatting the murders from the books. In their heads, they were performing a ritual to bring
yeah, anything
Wake
inside a
back.
shoebox is
Their
exempt from
imagined
writing,
prophet.
so it doesn't.
After that
It's
case,
basically
I
safe
started
from being
looking into
written
Wake's
out of reality.
disappearance on the side.
And you thought this case might be connected to him? His name does keep popping up.
I just wanted you to have all the facts.
Next time, give them to me before we find ourselves in the middle of a horror story.
Okay, so
The page says Nightingale's in something called an overlap. Need to figure out exactly what that means.
I'm happy I'm not in charge of this mess.
Thanks. Let's start looking for Nightingale where he was killed. The writer of these pages knows what will happen. Because they're behind this, or because they can see what's coming. Impossible things are happening here. A world operating on different rules. I need to understand this strange logic. To see the clues. To solve the case.
Hey, hello there. How
Hello
are you
there.
folks doing?
Hello. Saga Anderson. Are you two supposed to be here?
Coming over here?
I'm Ilmo Koskela. Fantastic to meet you. And yes, Stephen here hired me to show him through the woods. He's in town on important government business. Fixing this impressive piece of hardware.
I work for the
How's my dude
FBC
been?
now.
Pretty
I'm
good.
authorized to be here.
And I bet you two are here about that murder.
Slept in late.
Nasty stuff.
Relax, had some coffee.
How's it going?
Having a couple bevies while I play some Alan Wake too. So
How did you hear about the murder?
say all in all, it's doing pretty good, man.
Do you know anything that could help us?
People tend to tell me things.
I'll have to end the stream
The
here
Koskela
pretty
brothers
quick.
are kind of a household name around
I have,
here. Speaking of,
few
if you're
things
looking
I have
for
to get
some
done.
fun, stop by Watery.
And
Just
then
down the
I'll
road
probably
from
be
Bright
on later
Falls.
tonight.
There's our Coffee World amusement park.
For some
There's
Zelda.
sauna ja vihta. And we offer a variety of guided tours, hunting, fishing, hiking, whatever strikes your fancy. You name it, we probably got it.
What is this thing?
It's just a monitoring station, ma'am. The Federal Bureau of Control checks volcanic activity and air toxicity levels. No need to worry, though. It's mostly for research purposes.
That's one gorgeous weather saga. Looks Nordic. I bet a family member made it.
probably in another 3 to 3.5 hours or something like that, or maybe 4 tops. I'm trying to think. Depends on when I get off here. So it'll be like, yeah, probably closer to 4 hours, maybe 3.5, something like that.
My mother made this sweater for me. How do you know?
I knew it. My mom used to knit those sweaters for me and my brother. Watery, my hometown, was founded by Finnish immigrants. So between your name and the sweater, I figured your family might be from Finland too. Suomi, Finland. Pulla, Karjalan piirakka.
Close. My mom's family is from Sweden originally. I don't know much about them beyond that. The sweater is just something to remember her by. Stephen, we're investigating a murder that occurred nearby. What can you tell me about your bureau?
Nothing that isn't classified, I'm afraid. But I don't know anything about a murder. Operations here are run by a different department. I'm just here to make some repairs. The wiring on this thing frays every couple months.
Yep, that's the raccoons. They grow real big here with teeth like you wouldn't believe. Can gnaw right through a garbage can.
That's all for now. Let's get to the murder site, Casey. A lot of things about this case keep bothering me. But one thing feels really off. Breaker's disappearance. I don't get the feeling Nightingale was responsible.
He was about to give
What
you
is it?
more of those pages. Something didn't want us to have them? Or was protecting him?
Also,
from
interesting
Nightingale?
fact. I don't think I mentioned this earlier. Remedy, the developer of these games, and Max Payne is a Finnish game developer company. So they're kind of in your neck of woods, right? Like a neighbor or whatever. So,
Spontaneous combustion? I don't know.
yeah, a little
Not
interesting.
the kind of disappearance we normally solve. Our crime scene's drowning. I never minded rain. Feels like home.
No sign of Nightingale. But the page did place him at Cauldron Lake, in an overlap. So how do we follow him there?
Maybe something around here will tell us.
We've seen this symbol before.
Good eye.
Monsters, overlaps, rituals. What do you make of all of this?
The killers are usually the ones performing the ritual, not the detective. Acting out their sick fantasy. They may be trying to get you involved, forcing you into their twisted world.
But with dead men coming alive, the word ritual starts to have more weight behind it. We need to look around, learn what this ritual is.
Oh, rice pudding. Oh, okay. Interesting.
After we find Nightingale, what then? I've never arrested a monster.
I've watched you arrest plenty of monsters, Anderson.
You know what I mean. Monsters. Light worked against him at the morgue. That might be the only way to stop him from hurting anyone else.
Oh, yeah. I just realized what you were talking about. Yeah.
Bare
No,
feet.
I picked up what you were putting
Nightingale.
down.
I'll see where these footprints lead. Can you comb through
Hopefully
the crime
do a
scene one more time, Casey?
Save
Just in
spot.
case.
On it.
That would be really nice.
I'll radio you.
So I can get to my shit.
A creepy twig sculpture?
I'll come back and get this later. I'm really looking for a save spot because I really need to wrap this up soon. I'm thinking there is either one over here or there's maybe my hang on, let's look at the map here. Maybe the witch's hut. So that's my sister makes some. Nice. words more than pudding, but I don't really know the difference. I have the sweetest version. Huh. Interesting. I still can't save here? Really? Hang on, let me see where I'm. Saved 3 minutes ago. Okay, actually, that might work. It's auto saving for me, so. Okay, so that's the main thing. Okay, so I can stop here, but yeah, yeah. Sorry to cut it off so early, guys. Well, honestly, well, it's about 2 hours, and so this is a pretty good session anyway. But yeah, I got to get ready to be somewhere in an hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that and get some stuff done. Probably probably looking at about 3.5 to 4 hours. 4:30 here now, so probably around 7:30 or 8, depending on when I get done with everything, and I might do some Zelda later tonight. So if you guys are available, hope you come check it out. If not, I will catch you all next time, and thanks for watching. Alright, sounds good. Awesome. Alright, you guys take care. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.